Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are well. So I'm here to do, I think it's week 11. I haven't written on the back of that one, but it should be that's 10. Yes, this is week 10, which was this one. And now we're going to be doing week 11. So we're going to be doing the circles, and Anne used the washer tape things. So I have this piece of lovely linen here that has the buttonholes. So I wanted to use a piece of that, I was thinking, as my base. And I might add a little bit of this blue ticking. I think my mum might have given me that. I've got a bit of paint on my fingers, so just ignore those. So I did have to have a play around with these. So the first one I did here, no, that wasn't the first one. Oh, I did these. I just wrapped them with this really thick woolen threads stuff that my sister gave mum. She gave it to mum as well. It was a tray full of these wonderful hand-dyed threads from the Happen store in Sydney, and so I used a few and I just wrapped the washers. So I got these ones here. Might be a bit of a stop and start video. These ones here, I like the idea of the brass ones. I was worried they'd be sharp and cut the thread, but they didn't, so that's good. And I like that they're flat. So I got those, and then I was worrying about them, so then I got these. I always thought they're quite useful things to have anyway. They're not very expensive, if I can open it. And so then I got these, a bit similar to what Anne had as well, so all different sizes. So I proceeded to wrap them with these thick threads. I've got some in here, but some of them became really, really big. Like, I'm going to take some thread off these, I think, and have them more open, but they look pretty cool. I couldn't stop myself. At first I didn't like it. I thought, oh gosh, this is awful. I hate doing this. But I think there might be another one in there, but I can't find it. Yeah, I disliked it enormously when I first started. These are just wrapped. But isn't that wonderful and textural? That could go on something that's dimensional. And then I stitched a few little buttons inside. What am I saying? Not buttons, you know, French knots with a thread that changes color, variegated thread. And I did it in this, even this little teeny tiny one. So that's tiny, that one. Look, when it's wrapped, it's half an inch when it's wrapped, and that's about an inch wrap. But they're done with wools, those two. That one I haven't stitched anything in the center. And then this one's done the way Anne did. See, I pushed all of the edging to the back because I wasn't mad about the edging on the side. So I liked it smooth. So I pushed it to the back. But this is just with a wool, so I just left that one. And then, so we looked at those. And then I started to do these. So I did it Anne's way with the blanket stitch. It's very messy on the bottom side. And then I went a bit cray-cray and I did all of these Boolean, what do you call them? Boolean stitches, the little wormy stitches over the edge. And I didn't enjoy doing that. And then this was the second one I did because that's still messy, really messy. But then I got better at it. So you can see here with these threads that change color. I still like them. And then I did this one, I think. I can see which ones I did first. And again, that's a hand-dyed thread there that I've used. I don't know what happened there. I think I made a mess on that one. I just need to trim that. But they're still pretty. I wrapped it with a yellow wool underneath. And then that was the last one I did. And then I did this one, so it gets a bit neater. And again, it was one of the ones I did when I started off, and I just took a whole lot off and left it more open. And then this one here. And that one I did with the blanket stitch because I used that to anchor my Boolean knot. So maybe we'll do one of those. That's what we'll do. Maybe we'll do one of those so you can see how I did it. And I'll just take something like maybe one that's not too big. Maybe this one. We'll work on a small. It might be too fiddly. Now we better work on a bigger one. Maybe we'll work on that one. Gives it a bit more stability. It's about the same size. So we'll work on that one. And what's my biggest? These were quite small, these ones. Or I could do that one. No, I'll do this one. Okay, make it mine. Oh, and here's a little mini yellow one, which I think is really cute. So some of them I was just going to leave plain, and some I haven't decided how I'm going to attach them to the tag, but let's do this first. And sorry, my chair is knocking against my table and making rude noises. Now, what will we do? So those ones with the thick wools, I might use this thread. I like this color. I really just wrapped it. I didn't even thread it through a needle because I couldn't get it through a needle, so I had to just wrap it. Or otherwise I could do, no, I'm going to do yellow. So we'll do the blanket stitch bit first. If I find that I'm taking too long, that it's going to be like, you know, until tomorrow sort of video, I will go off, finish it off. Like I'll show you, I'll start it off and then I'll show you and then I'll go off. I don't like that big chunky needle. I like this one. Let's see if I can thread this one. I've got my threader here if it's tangled. So you just stick that in there. I got this threader in Sydney at the Cruel Goblin. Cruel as in the stitching cruel, not cruel as in mean. Yeah, I got it from them and it's very, very handy. So I'm left-handed, so I go the opposite direction. I have to hold my thread over there. It's a bit annoying. And then I go back towards my left because I'm weird. So I just put my needle. I don't know if I'm doing it back to front. I just put my needle in there. What am I doing? And catching it like that. That's the start of my stitch. It's a bit fiddly in the beginning. I'm doing blanket stitch over the ring. That's what I'm trying to do. That is what I'm attempting to do. You kind of have to guide your stitches into place. So once you've got it on there, then you can let go of that. And then I just went like this all the way around, really. Just keep looping it over. Hopefully you can see. I like using the wool. I've got a nice long piece here. It doesn't matter if you don't have a long piece. You just thread it through the back if you need to attach a new piece. But I did end up having fun, and I did all of those. I stitched until midnight one night doing those, and then I didn't have time last night. I had to do something else, so I couldn't do any more, but I really wanted to I couldn't stop making them. I just kept wanting to try, you know, this and that. And then I'll just snip that little piece off there. So how is everybody today? Hope you're well. I hope my hand flinging up in the air is not interfering with the camera focusing. I better check, because you know if you know I'm going up close to it. I'll just tap it to make sure it's in focus. Okay. Might sit on the edge of my seat. This is sitting on the edge of your seat stuff, isn't it? I mean, some of you think it's like watching paint dry, and it is, because it's sewing. I'll go around half, and then I'll come back when I get towards the end. I think I might have to attach a few videos, otherwise this will be very long. Because we want to see more of the Boolean stitch. I mean, you can just wrap them, and then just thread it through itself. You don't have to do the stitch, but I kind of like the stitch because I wanted to put the bullion on there. Now another thing I thought was I could have attached it at this stage, attached it, and then done the bullion stitches over the top. You could do that as well if you found this too fiddly. I don't know how I'm going to attach them to the fabric, honestly. I haven't even thought about that. I probably should have thought about it, but I haven't. And I mean, I'm sure it's been done a million times before, but I saw a lady, you know, when you not YouTube, Pinterest, you know, show you things. They just recommend you things, and there was this lady crocheting on her finger, and she just did she wrapped the wool around and her fingers and made a circle. So instead of using one of these rings, and then she did bullion stitches over it to hold it all together. Or no, she did this, and then she did the blanket stitch, and then she did bullion stitches over, but with using a she was using a, you know what, a crochet hook. I don't know how to crochet. So someone's tried to teach me before, but they were right-handed, and it's like my granny. She was trying to teach me to knit, but I just couldn't get it. I just couldn't switch from the right-handed thing to the left-handed thing. It just wasn't working for me. And you've just got to maneuver your stitches a little bit and push them together so they're tight. You don't want to see. I tried to buy white rings because I thought at least I won't have the black showing through, but I couldn't get them. They were tiny. Oh, the dog. The dogs love to howl. I don't know if you can hear them today, but they love to howl when I put my video on. So maybe I'll continue until I run out of thread. So I'll show you how I'll end it off, and then I'll start again, and then I'll pause the video and finish off. And I'm just pushing my stitches to the back. I want them underneath. So if you know what to do here, you can forward. You can go forward. You don't have to watch. You can jump to the next bit that I haven't done yet. Now, I know you're supposed to leave, I think you're meant to leave like a long thread and you stitch it into your fabric, but I think I'm just going to have to fiddle a bit and catch them somehow, because I haven't left any long threads. I'm getting, my stitch came loose, so I need to slide along there. That's it. So making sure I pull it tight, moving them across. I know you saw Anne doing this, so you probably don't even need to watch me doing it. I thought about, you know, you could do French knots on them, you could put beads on them, you could do whatever you like. They could be little beaded things. So I'm going to end this one off. So I just went through the back like that, and then looped it on itself a couple of times, and then go through there so it won't come undone. So my back's a little bit messy. The front's all right. So I need to get some more thread, and I'll just show you how I start. I'm not going to put a knot in it. Maybe get a bit more. Get my threader. I always have to remember I have to put it through my needle first and then hook that on there and then just pull it up and it threads your needle. Okay. So I just go through the back and thread it through. That's all I do. Pull it. I mean, this is wool, so it's not slippery too. So that's, and then just hold it there for your first couple of stitches so it doesn't come out. And just continue on like you were before. So you do get the knack of it. It's a little bit fiddly at first. It took me a few goes when I did this stitch, and the Boolean Stitch, that was really fiddly, but then I figured it out. So hopefully I can remember it for you guys, what I did. I don't know if I can. So I'll pause the video and I'll finish this bit off, and then I will come back because I'm not even halfway yet. I'll see you in a minute. Hi guys, so I'm back. I finished it and I've just wiggled my stitches more to the back. See, the back's a bit of a mess, but that's the front. So now we're going to choose a thread to see. I might not necessarily use this on this project, but I just want to show you how I did it. But I want to choose a thread to do these are the threads that I did. I did this. I used both of these on there, and I used it on them on here. I used that one on here. These threads, you can see I've only got this amount of it. I bought a hank of this thread in Bellingen in New South Wales when we were driving up to Queensland to see my brother, and I I think they might be. I don't know if they're for crochet. I don't know what they're for. But I really like the colours, and I shared them with my sister because they're not, you know, they're not cheap. I think they were like $11 or something, or $12, but it was a big hank. And so Australian dollars, which is probably like $7 US, and probably £5. So I shared them with my sister. We shared the cost because they were big. And yeah, I don't think I mean, I would love that on there, but because I've got all of these other ones, even though I might not use this, I want to use something different just to see what it looks like. But I want one of these variegated threads. So I was thinking I could even go tone on tone and use something like that. Let's just pull out and see what the possibilities are. I don't think I want to use a wool. I would like to use something different. Like that's a cotton on the wool. This is Appleton wool, so this is a floss. That's more like a wool, so I don't want to use that one. I'm just trying to see in here if there's something else. This one's pretty. It's got some of those colours in it. Or I have some more in here. These are like hand-dyed ones. I just looked up hand-dyed threads on Etsy and got those from a European seller. There's lots of sellers. You can probably find things similar to this as well on Etsy. I think I've seen them before. Just look up hand-dyed floss or thread, or yeah, or yarn or something like. No, yarn, you'll probably get more wool sort of yarn. I could go really bright and do. Oh, I quite like that one. So these were just the hand. I used I think I used this one. Yeah, this one on there and here as well. And those I just bought in Balmain in Sydney. There was this shop there. It was I mean, they were random. I couldn't believe that I even found them in there. And they're just hand-dyed flosses. There's nothing special about them, except that they're pretty colours. I'll be sad when they finish. I could go with purple. Let's just pull out the purple. We've got quite a bit of purple happening. As I said, I'm probably not going to use them all together, but I just want to see something else. So maybe not that one's a bit bright. I think I'm going to use that one. We won't go tone on tone. We'll use that one. Okay, so I'm going to show you the Boolean Stitch on there. Now, as I said, you could already attach it down. You could attach it on here. I didn't, so I just go with what I've already done, and not attach it. I'm procrastinating now. This is what I do. I procrastinate, do other things. So let's see what we've got going on here. I'll probably use 3 strands. Will I use? Yes, 3. So let's see what we've got here. My hands are dry. I need to get some moisturizer. So the thread sticks. Yes, there's 6 there, so I'll use 3. I think this one had 12 strands. And I like the variegated because you never know what colours you're going to get. So we'll just thread that up. Probably I might use see if I don't have many long needles. I've just bought some. Oh, here's a long needle. I'll use this long needle because it makes life a bit easier. Make it a little bit harder too, because this is terrible, this needle. I don't even know where it came from. It's like one of those, I think it's more like a millinery needle, but it's has a terrible small eye, so I might not be able to thread it. I might have to go with the shorter ones. So depending on how thick your ring is, you don't need to put a knot. Depending on how thick this is, it will determine how many wraps you do. So I just go through the back. I've got to remember how I did this. Go through the back. Pull your thread there and hold it in place. Now what you do, just like you would, you're going in through a piece of fabric. I came around like this. I went through my stitches in the back. Hopefully you can see. I'll hold it up a bit higher. There. You don't come all the way through. I put my needle about there. I'm holding it, and then I've got this bit here, and I'm wrapping it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 I might do. You don't want to pull it too tight. I might need my this on. my silicone thing. I should have put it on first. I'll fix it in a minute. It's not too bad. So you just hold on to it, and then you can put it down, and then you just wiggle it. There we go. I don't want it to be too tight. I like them a little bit. If I have to look at these two, this one's more neat and this one's more textural, and that one's really bodgy. I was trying to figure it out on that one, and that one's a bit I like the messy ones. Isn't that weird? I like the messy ones more than the neat one. So I don't want to be too neat. And so then I just put my needle through the stitches, the stitching again, and I go, just come forward a little bit. So if you're right-handed, you'll go that way. I'm just going left. Again, oh dear. See, my fingers are dry. My hands are dry, so they're putting my through. So don't go all the way through. Oh, no, just a minute. I've done it wrong. This is what I did. I had to go through. Oh, just a minute. Was the post. So what you need to do is you need, excuse me, I don't like having dry hands, but get tangled. You need to come around. You need your thread, this bottom thread, you need it to be around here. So put your finger there and hold it, and then, well, don't stab yourself, but then you come through. That's what I was doing wrong previously when I did the really messy ones. So come through, and then we'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and just hold them down with your finger. 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I did 14. I can't remember. Oh, I need this back on. And just pull it through. And then, nothing happens to it. As you just keep tugging at it and pushing them down, and then they sort of tidy up. But I want them to be, I don't want them to be all perfect. Okay, I've got a little loopy loop there. So you want to come around, bring your needle through. Okay, so you want this on this side. So you need to bring your needle through, then come around again, like so. And then put your needle in there. Grab your thread. It's a little bit fiddly, but you get it in the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if you didn't have variegated thread, I thought a cool thing, you could have a few strands of different threads and have different colours in there. Because the colour change in this one is very subtle. You can hardly even notice it at all. It just all looks pink to me. I'm just pushing my stitches along there. I kind of wanted it to be loopy. I don't want it to be perfect. So come around and then come around again. So remember that. Just once you've pulled your stitches and tidied them up, just make sure you go around again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, you could do 20 stitches on there. Just don't pull them too tight, as you would with a Boolean stitch. And yeah, don't pull them too tight, because otherwise you'll find yourself in difficulty. Then just tug at your thread a little bit and just push the stitches in place. Oh, now I'm turning into a bit orange. I've got to come around. I've got to remind myself. So come around and then around again and go in through. That's why it's good. I like the blanket stitch, because I've got those stitches I can catch on the bottom side. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I think the messier they are. Okay, so look, this is what happens. You have this on the top. You don't want that. You want to come through it. Just chuck your needle through there. Just chuck it. You don't need to be, neat and tidy. And then, got your thread under there. You can put your finger under there and hold it. And then you're going to come around and then you're going to catch. See, I'm catching under there. I'm catching under there. I don't push my needle right through. and then I start wrapping. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whoops, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, and again, remember, when you're stitching on fabric, you don't want to pull your knot too tight. Your wrap's too tight. You see, and you can just, it's a bit messy when you first do it, but you just jiggle them around, and I don't want them to be so regular. I like the mess, so I just chuck my needle through there. Remember that. Wrap, tidy, chuck, and then come around again. And that's when you catch your stitching on the ring there. Now here I need to pull the tail a little bit. It's too short. And then I'll probably have to change my thread. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I might have done 15 there. So I recommend, if you want to try this, try it on a bigger ring rather than a smaller ring. And once you've practiced, then you can move on to the smaller rings as well, because I did that. Those small rings, they were fine once I sort of figured it out. That was my first one, but I like it. They're all wiggly and wobbly. So, I'm going to chuck it through now, because I'm going to end off my thread. So the same thing here, just end it off, going through your stitches. Don't pull it too tight. Come back on top of itself, and then I just loop it in there. Oh, I made a mess. I've made a mess. There we go. I'll just snip that off. That'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Okay. And then we start again. It actually doesn't take that long once you get the knack of it. I think it takes longer to do the chain stitch around the ring than the bullion knots, because they're not everywhere. There we go. And then just slide that in about where you want to start. Pull it through. Okay. And it's just like we've just chucked it through after our tidying up our stitches. So we want to, no, we haven't chucked it through. We've just done our stitch. Oh yes, we have. We've chucked it through, and we're catching the stitches underneath, so that way we can wrap it. Oh, and I've made all my threads uneven again. Okay, we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulled my needle through too far. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Put it down. I have to put it down on the surface and then jiggle them about. So I'm tugging my thread and just tidying up those, chuck it through, those little wraps. I'm just tidying them up with my thumb as I tug on the thread. So now we're going to come through here. Okay, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'll do one more stitch, then I've got a tangle here. Okay, got it. I'll do one more stitch, and then I'll pause it and finish them off camera. I think you've seen it enough times. So that's pulled a little bit tight. I don't want it that tight. I want it a little bit loosey-goosey. Loose. That's what I want to say. I want it loose. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so I've got to come through here. Like so, not too far. And wrap. I've split my thread, just a minute. I've come in between Actually, I want to wrap it around again. That's why I was having trouble. See, I wasn't following my own rules. That's better. Now everything's in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we have established that we can count to 14. Let's pull it through. Jiggle. Okay. Come around. I didn't jiggle it enough, just a sec. It's better, but I did like it a bit loose. Okay, so I'm coming around and then catching and then going through the process again. And you can determine how close you want them. So I'll pause the video and finish this one off. And you could come back in with a different variegated one. You could leave more spaces and you could really fill it up. I mean, the possibilities are limitless, but that's really pretty. I like the acidy sort of yellow, the mustardy yellow, I should say, and these pinks, hand-dyed pinks. So I'll finish this off and then I will come back. Hi guys, so I'm back. I just stitched these 2 bits of fabric together. I'll just show you this. I finished that one, but I probably won't use it in this project. And I'm just going to stitch this on. It's just a scrappy piece of linen, but I really like it. And I'm going to use some of this lovely, if I can find how to get it off, embroidery floss that's been hand dyed. I think it's a bit silky because it catches on your fingers when they're a little bit dry. I'll just use whatever I've got here. I don't know how many there are. There's 4, I think. Let's trim that off. Oh, there's my needle. So, just get rid of that. And I'm just going to do some quick running stitch down there. I'll start up here. Oh, yeah, I'll do running stitch, I think. So it's quite thick thread because I've got 4 strands. I mean, honestly, the possibilities are endless with what you can do with those rings. I think they're Dorset buttons, but I mean, I haven't done all the weaving in the center of them like in the Dorset buttons, and they do weaving and then they make trees and do all kinds of stuff. You can look them up on Pinterest. I've gone quiet. I think we'll just do 3 rows. Don't know if I'll make it with this thread. I'm hoping I do. Okay. Just made it. That's lucky. And I think I'll just end it off over here where I can catch a bit more fabric. Okay. So put that there and put this thread back. I think I'll just wrap it. Okay, so that's going to go there. And then I'm going to put my things. I'm going to use a couple of all different ones, I think. Oh yeah, I like that. And maybe, no, maybe not one of these. Too many of the wormy ones, what are they called? You know what I mean. We'll put maybe that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 5, but yeah, maybe we'll put that one. Well, that one kind of disappears, so we'll leave those out there. And then I've got to figure out how to attach them. I've got this little embroidery here. I thought I might put little embroideries in them, some of them. So like, I put that one there. Oh, you can hardly see it. Maybe in this one. Do I want that in there? I can't decide. Do I want the embroideries or not? There's another one. See, without. No, maybe I like it without. No. No, I think I like that one with. So I'm just going to trim off a bit more. And I'll stitch down that embroidery. I'll stitch that there first. I know it's weird. I'm doing something totally weird. I just like having fun with these things and playing with them and seeing what different things you can do. So if I stitch that down there, then I can stitch on my ring thing. Just quickly whiz around here. I even like this piece just as it is without anything on it. Composition, I think, is one of the hardest things. Composition and colour can be hard. Like what colours to put together. So if I put that there, however that was like that one up there, get this one here, a bit like that, I think, and then that one down there. So I'm just thinking, do I want to attach, I'm nearly covering up my whole background, but I could attach a few leaves. I've got these leaves. Maybe I have this big one up here. Like so, maybe like that. I want to cover up my buttonhole, so maybe I'll put that one back up there. Or maybe without the leaves. I need to figure it out before I start stitching. No, because I need to stitch those down first because they're underneath. I'll put that there. And I have to decide whether or not to put that one in there. Leave that one like that. That's all like that. Okay, I think I'll do it. And now I'm also thinking of the best way to attach my things, because I didn't leave any threads that you would just stitch into your thing. Or maybe I just want to embroider it like a leaf or something, if those are too big. Okay, so I think I'll attach those two rings somehow. That's going to be fun. Okay, I was thinking with this one I could probably just attach it with some of the thread that I used. I think I used this one. Let's try. If I don't like it, I can always take it off. Let's grab one strand of it and I'll thread this needle. Did I turn the camera on? Oh yes, I did. Thank heavens for that. I'm just thinking I might just go up and over with the same colour thread. If I pull it tight, you see you can't even see it. So that's how I'm stitching that one on. Okay, that was easy. Okay, so that's stitched on. That's kind of been, I just couched it on really. So that was nice and easy. Finish that one off. Next, I've got to somehow attach this one here and that one there. Oh, I'm happy I decided to put that flower in there. Now I could again try to find, I can't remember what thread I used on that one. I think I might have used one that my sister gave me. In here. That's not it. That's not it. I thought it might be one of those. That's it. So I might try and do the same thing with that one. Those ones I'll have to maybe try and stitch them all around the edge, just with some, maybe even just this cotton here, or I'll stitch them from the back. Oh, I better use this. I won't be able to thread it like that. I might not be able to get this into this needle. Might need a bigger one. Oh, got it. Just. So I'm just going to come up here, for example, close to the ring, and I'm just going to go over and couch it just in maybe 5 or 6 points. Oh my goodness. And you can't even hardly see it. You just pull it tight. Then I'm going to jump over here. Just make sure I don't go in through my Boolean stitches. I kind of prefer it doing this way and the Boolean stitches on the thing before I attach it. I'm just going to grab this. I probably only need one more. I might put one more stitch in there as well. So note to self, remember what threads you used. Don't need any more. Maybe I'll put one more in. Yeah, remember what thread you use, so that way if you want to stitch them on like this, you can. Cute. Okay, catch it through there. I might even come right across here and just go through the fabric and then through the thread again and loop it. Okay, so that's that one. Obviously something like this you wouldn't be putting in a journal. It's very chunky, but there we go, a little flower in the center. And I need, where's my other, oh, this one, I need to attach this one. I can't do that one with that thread. That thread is really thick. I'll show you. It's this one. But I have this one, which I think is very similar color. It looks a bit darker. They're similar, but it looks darker. So I'm going to grab, and that one's lighter. That one's more orange. So I can't use those. Okay. So, well, I should actually put that one in there first. But I feel like I need, and I'm going to have that one down there. I feel like I need some leaves up there and something else. Just my issue is with this one, it's a bit big, I think. I could have one coming down there. They're too big. Okay, well, I'm going to stitch, I'll go ahead and stitch these on, and then I'll come back and we'll see what else to do. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back. I found a felted wool leaf, and that's what's going to work on there, is a felted wool leaf. So I'm going to pull out the bag from the last time. Did I use them the last time? Yes, I did. And I'm going to grab another couple of, it's not the same, colours in these leftover bits. And I think we'll have a couple of felted wool leaves. I can cut one out of here because I think the colours are the right colour as well. Have to have that one up there. I don't want to cover my buttonhole, and I should have stitched them on before, but maybe we could just have a little one there. Just a minute. But I hadn't decided, had I? Okay. Put a little one in there. That's it. So those can go in there, and then we might have a little one down here. We'll see. Just put one in there. Okay, we'll stitch those on. Making decisions, making headway. It's been like quite a lot of procrastination about what to do with this. Okay, so I need a green without traveling too far to find a green. Well, I don't want that green. I have to go into this one. I think we'll go with this green, a darker green. Yes, I think I'll have this one. Yeah. And I'm debating, like I could do a tufty bit in there. Or I'd like maybe, I don't know, tufty bit in there or some knots. I don't know whether it would be too much. I just can't decide. It's the composition that's getting me this time. Or leave well enough alone. Because they're quite busy with the bullion knots over them. So I'm wondering whether I really need, I'm just going to do a running stitch down the center of these. I'm wondering whether I really need anything else. Oh, look what I've done. Silly goose. Okay. Like the temptation is to do more stitching. Like I could do some knots and I could put some beads on there. I just don't know whether I should do more or not. Just being careful not to pull that too tight. I use 3 strands of DMC stranded thread here, just so you know. And I've got some more here ready to go. Okay, and that one was going to go, will I put it there? Put it there. kind of feel like that one needs something in the center because all the others have something in the center. It's quite heavy. Oh, I better tell you how I stitched them on too. It was really easy. Because I've used such thick wool to wrap them with, it was really easy. And I'll just tell you in a sec what I did when I finished this. So I just got this thin thread and I literally just went around and caught the wool and went through. I don't know if you can see the stitches. I just went through the edge here on each of those ones that I hadn't attached, and you can't even see it. So that's really good. And that one, of course, I used the same thread. Yeah. So that's that. Now I feel like I need to do something in there. You thought I was done. You did, but I'm not. And I wonder... I think I might like some tufts in that colour, or would I like them... I tend not to go too bright. That would be really bright. No, that would be too much for me. That would be really exaggerating. Maybe I'll just do the orange. What if I don't like them? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Hopefully it won't take too long. I think I need something else there. No, not that one. That one. No. That one. No. Okay, stop it. Okay, we'll grab some thread. I'll grab 3 strands, I think it is. I'll show you how I'm going to do them, and then like I did them last week, I think I did them last week. I'm going to do them the same way, and then I'll pause the video because otherwise it's just we're going to be here till tomorrow. I'm just going to leave it about that long, maybe a bit longer, so I can decide. Whoops, tangled. I think it's called turkey stitch. And just fill it up. So leave them long enough that you can hold them to one side and they don't get in your way. I'll just finish this thread off and then I'll pause it, and then I'll finish off the tufts, and then I'll cut them back on camera. I thought about knots, but this one's quite big. It's like deep. So I just felt like they'd kind of disappear. Okay, that's my last one, and I'll just very carefully end it off on the reverse side. Okay, and I'll pause you and I'll finish those off, and then we'll do the next bit. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm really happy I decided to do that. I'm recording. Okay, so now I need to trim these. So first I'm going to open them, sort of the loops. Put my big whopping scissors in there. And I'm just going to give it a little trim. Don't have my little basket here. Where will I trim it onto? I'll trim it onto here, and then I can... That's better. Okay, yeah, I like that one. Cute. I am feeling like, though, and you're going to hate me, but I'm feeling like it needs... I'm going to grab this. I'm thinking of this thread here. It needs some of these, I think. This colour, that colour. I think the paler one. Just going to do a few French knots here and there quickly. Even this. No, not that one. I'll start off with that one. Not too many. Again, I'll start off and then I'll pause it and then come back. Not that side. I need this side. If I didn't tie this to my needle book, I would have lost it. I've had it for years, and it just wouldn't. I would never know where it is. Okay. I'm just going to do some quick French knots here. I mean, you can do anything really. You can do like just random sort of satin stitching in different colours. You could do more Boolean knots, although I think that might be too much because we've got those around these. You could put beads. You never know, I might pull those out. I'm just wrapping it 3 times because this is a perle cotton. I think it might be a number 5. It's quite thick. Don't know. It might be it's DMC. I've written it on there, I think. It's their thicker ones that are on a skein, not on the balls like this. It's turning into a very elaborate tag, I must say. I love the colours. I'll have a look in a sec. And I'm doing them quite loosely. I'm not pulling them too tight. I don't want them to be too tight. Yeah, maybe one more up here. I think maybe over here. And then I feel like I need a few in there. So I'll just end this off. I knew I felt like I needed something in there. But it won't take long. We're nearly there. It's just once it's glued down, you can't add any more. I also thought about, I'm going to keep those loose. I also thought about adding a tuft in here, like this one. But I think I don't want to detract away from my rings. So it's like a little, sort of like a little bouquet. I've had so much fun with this one. I really liked it. And I just chose this yellow because I felt like there's so much colour going on there, and this is nice and pale and soft. I think that'll do. I don't think I'm going to put any more on there. So let's get the glue. We're done. Let's get the glue and see what it looks like on the tag. Okay, let's see how we go. Oh yeah, really like that. That was so much fun. So out of the box for me. Really fun. Love the colours. Took a while. I knew it was going to take a while. Good thing I prepared. Oh, I got glue everywhere. Good thing I prepared a few of those before, because I knew they were going to be quite a long thing to do. Okay, so we've got a few variations there. So that is my tag. I hope you enjoyed it. Love the colours. Really fun. So 3 different ways. Just left plain. I'm glad I decided to stick the little flowers in. I like those. And a little bit of wool. What else? Got the Boolean stitches. This is just wrapped with really thick wool and then knots in the middle, a bit like what Mum did. Could have put beads in there. Could fill this with beads if you wanted to. That would be nice. This could have been filled with beads, but they were a little bit deep, I thought, for that. So I just put the little flowers in there. So there we go. I'll put some photographs so you can get a better look. And thank you for watching. And I will see you again soon. Bye.